Hi, I'm Kevin with E.D.G Game, and in this one we're going to be unboxing Tidal Blades 2. I just got my crowdfunding campaign copy in. This is the follow-up to Tidal Blades 1, Heroes of the Reef. The first one was more of a dice building worker placement game. I believe they had a second little card game. I didn't pick that one up, but this is the third game in the Tidal Blades universe, if I'm not correct. So we'll be unboxing that copy. I also have the upgrade pack, the folded space organizer, and then there's another box under there. I believe that's probably the Kickstarter promos. I think there were some extra scenarios that came in a part of the crowdfunding campaign. I'm also going to be checking out this planetary rum. I kind of debated a few different times of what I was going to taste with this one. I had a craft that was kind of sitting there ready for a Kickstarter campaign that had been, kind of delayed. This one, I think, about 2.5 years to get this copy in, probably about a year delayed. As long as the game's fine, I'm good with it. So I'd been checking out a couple crafts, something, tropical, but I went with this because I realized I hadn't done a rum tasting on the channel, and about 3-4 months back, I picked up a bottle of Planetary. I have not had this one, so I thought maybe some tropical notes with a very vibrant tropical looking game would be a good pairing. So this, before we get too much into that, I will say this is a Fiji rum. We can check out that bottle. This is a Fiji rum. It's a double cask. The first 2 years, I believe it's aged in a bourbon barrel, and the second one, I actually had to look this up because I wasn't familiar with the term. It was aged in France in a ex-Farron cask. That's a cognac. So this should be pretty good. I believe we're talking some fruity notes, some raisin notes is what it says on the bottle. So we'll get that open in a little bit, but I definitely wanted to mention we'll be checking this out with the unboxing. So like I said, I got the upgrade pack, and what this is going to be is going to be like your hero miniatures. Specifically, they did have a bigger box of miniatures with the campaign. I've about this time when I backed this game, it was one of those I didn't go all in quite often. I kind of picked and chose what parts of the experience I wanted. And this is one of those ones where I kind of wanted, maybe the hero miniatures to be a little different, but I didn't want to get an entire box of, all the miniatures. I know they did a wash on them. It was an add-on, but the standees for this, they looked fine. They're colorful. They matched it. So I kind of thought maybe even just for playthroughs, having the hero miniatures, depicting differently from the standees might help, show this game off a little bit better, at least on camera. That was my thought. And then the bigger thing was they have the deluxe resources. I believe these are kind of going to be like I don't want to use the word foam because I haven't opened it up yet, but they're going to be squishy, kind of like the Honey Buzz deluxe resources. I thought, with the way that some of these tokens were going to be sitting on the board, kind of, peeling them up off your board is going to get annoying. So I thought something that was a little easier to handle would be a good addition to this game. The other thing is, I know when I backed this is kind of a campaign game, cooperative campaign game. When I backed it, I definitely was looking for more of a campaign dungeon crawl experience that was a good alternative like Gloomhaven and Jaws of the Lion. I think that game's very approachable, but there are quite a few non-gamers, at least hardcore gamers, that still find Gloomhaven in general a bit heavy. So I thought this would be a great, just the theme around it definitely would pull some people in, as well as the mechanics behind it wouldn't be too hard for people to grasp those concepts. So this was kind of my alternative. Of course, at the time, I felt like I probably had a lot more time to play campaign-style games, dungeon crawlers, and now I'm, kind of lacking for time at the moment. But we will definitely, like I said, I'm still excited to get this in. But I thought getting the folded space insert, I did get the folded space insert for Gaia Project. I think I did a build video on that. So definitely, if you want to see kind of like a reboxing, after we get this all unboxed, a reboxing with the build on this and see how it looks. We'll at least look through it because, you can kind of see from the pictures that it is a vibrant insert. Looks really, really good. But just to kind of see how this goes together, see if you haven't picked this game up, or you have and you didn't get this folded space insert, if this is really going to save you that much time. So leave me a comment if you want to see a you know, insert build, reboxing, and then this was the white package that I was kind of referring to. I'm not sure what it is. I am guessing, now that I thought about it for a couple days, that it's probably going to be some of the Kickstarter promos. Like I said, I know there was like more scenarios, like bonus scenarios. I don't remember if there was 16 in the campaign with an additional 4 bonus scenarios, but would be my guess, but I am unsure. I didn't have like a packing receipt. Everything seems to be here, at least that I knew I backed, so we got a little surprise to do that. But I'm going to move some of this stuff off, and we will we'll get into the core box, and then we'll get to everything else. And we will check that out together. Like I said, I really do like the art style. I think that's kind of what pulled me into the first game. It was one of my first, I don't want to say it was my first, but it was one of my first worker placement games. I want to set this down. You can check out this art a little bit. And we'll get the shrink off here in a second, but looks, like I said, I like the colors. It's very vibrant, and this is a cooperative, like I said, cooperative campaign game. I'm gonna take that second to at least go ahead and open this guy, because you know this is probably the simplest thing I have to open on this video. We'll get this opened up. We'll get it to breathe. I'm hoping this is gonna be really good. Like I said, I think I had the 5-year aged one, and it's probably just straight bourbon cask. Unsure. But I had that a couple months back. It was a pretty solid mid-shelf pickup. So I thought, you know, the way the bottle looked, Fiji, this will be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the shrink off this box. We're gonna get a better look at it. And yeah. Now, despite my lack of time, I will still probably try to get into this a little bit. I'm kind of in the process of moving, so I've kind of had to pick and choose what games to go ahead and box up for the move and what to keep out. And this is one of the ones that's, you know, kind of on the cusp. You know, I want to leave the newer stuff out. I mean, I will probably keep it out for a while, but as far as getting a ton of plays in it, I just don't have the time to play 20 odd campaign scenarios at the moment. So I'll probably dip into it a little bit, you know, get a little bit of, you know, my feet wet per se, and then you know, I'll know what I'm in for when I actually have the time to commit. But like I said, really beautiful box art. Gotta get this guy open, and yeah, go ahead and set this off right here. You can tell it's kind of got a little bit of that we call that like UX. But yeah, you got oh, they got a auto narrative foreteller app. I did see them doing that on a playthrough that I saw, one of the early copies. Looked like if you're into just complete immersive experience, that might be a good pickup. It looks like off the top we have some guides, some status effect and ability little sheets. I might as well just, I don't know if I'm going to open everything. We'll see. We got a lot to open, so I don't want to necessarily dig into every single component, but I also don't want somebody on Discord to yell at me if I don't show them everything. As long as these are like PVC and they can, it looks like it's just really good cardstock. We'll go ahead and start that trash pile over there. But yeah, we got a nice little status effects and ability little guide, enemy turn overview on the other side. All that stuff's usually pretty handy. And then it looks like we have some bigger hero guides. Hero turn overview. So looks like we at least got 2 of those. Yep. I don't know if they're the same. Well, looks like they're different. So we have, let's start with this one. This one kind of looks like it's more informative, that you don't really need during the game, but you got a little bit of a story overview. And then you have a heroes overview. So I believe the base box of the first game, you had Dust, you had Cayman, you had Echo, and you had Axel. I feel like Krobak, if I'm pronouncing that right, was kind of like the mentor in the first one. I believe he was part of the story, but he wasn't like a main character. And then Sagashi was an add-on character. So probably if you backed this during the Kickstarter campaign, you got maybe that 5th character. But I did not. It was an add-on. You had to buy an expansion to grab that 5th character. And so I played a lot of that solo, so I don't really feel like there's always one character being left out. So it wasn't really something I was really looking for to grab another character. If I really, really like this and I kind of just want to complete it out, we'll see what happens. But 2 completely different games, even though the artwork is quite similar. And then we got a hero turn overview, a round overview card, and some icons and keywords reference chart. So that is good. It looks like the next thing we have is some tracking charts. I think these are what you're going to use to kind of build your character out. Interesting little thing here. So it looks like we got... Wow, these aren't even part of a path. That's kind of crazy. I know you could get more of these, but yeah, so you got like axle print-offs. So, I mean, that's, what, 5? Yeah, 5. So, I don't see myself necessarily running out of these for maybe ever. But we got ones for dust. Like I said, this is just going to be what tracks the your character build over the campaign. So if this is one of those games that's kind of easy to, you know, pick up, put down, you have all your stats, you know how to play it. This is one of those games you can probably, you know, I could start it and then maybe not get all the way through it and still kind of know what's going on. You got Sagashi, came in, and then the last one you got is Krovak. I believe I got them all. Miss anybody? Nope. 6 heroes. I believe Krovak was stretch goal, maybe? I think this campaign did stretch goals. I'm not really sure. I think that's how we got some of the campaigns. They might have been pre-planned stretch goals. So we'll, you know, I'm gonna put these back in here. Those are paper. So felt like it might have been cool to have like dry erase little boards, but I guess if you have multiple I don't know if you could have multiple campaigns going on. I don't know. You might not necessarily want to do that. I'm gonna stick everything in this little. I didn't want to keep all of the little wrap, and this one's kind of thin, but I'm gonna put everything in this guy. They're all on top. I don't need them all packaged separately, so we'll go ahead and stick these in there, get them out of the way. But we're going back to just, you know, an accessibility of the game that you kind of got to sit down for a while. I don't want to like get into too much of a tangent here, but you know, if it's simple enough that you can remember all the rules and set it down, that's great. Because there's games that, you know, I'll get into it for a little bit, you know, play 4 or 5 missions, and then just not have the time to really get back into it, get something else new, and then there's this just huge barrier, you know, of re-entry to kind of relearn stuff, and that makes it a challenge. Looks like this is just, you know, maybe filler space. I don't know. Place underneath map book C to level with map book A's and B. Oh, it must just be like to compensate for the binder. I don't know. We got some interesting. I don't know if I've ever unboxed a game with, you know, as much paper, but you know, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's keeping your components from, you know, not rubbing. It kind of worries me what the default insert is. I believe they mentioned a couple times on the campaign that the insert would be okay. Kind of like Wonderland's War. I haven't played Wonderland's War, but same development production company, Druid City Games, and you know, there's a base insert for that I guess stayed okay as far as, you know, gave you what you needed. But this is awesome. I don't want to get too much through these books, but this is like an extension, map extension. This might have been what they're talking about with C. This is C, so C kind of sits on here, I guess, to make them level. Probably just because it's not as thick, so there's not as much stuff. But you know, it looks like there's, like I said, I really think the art's very vibrant. It's very cool. I like the idea of the fact that, you know, playing in books is kind of like Jaws of the Lion. I don't want to keep going back and referencing that, but you know, gives you a lot of flexibility instead of, you know, building your boards out, you know. So here is the scenario book. I'm not going to go too crazy on this because I don't want to do too many spoilers, but we can look at that. The Banner Festival, I believe that was the name of like the kind of in-between game of Tidal Blades 1 and 2 that they went right to retail with. It's something like that if it's not. But this is kind of walk you through your first scenario. This is definitely one of those learn as you play games. So that's cool. But it looks like you got your map setups, you got your specific events, and let's see how many chapters are in this. Interlude 6. I don't know what that means. Chapter 16. Chapter 17. Epilogue. So it looks like there's at least 18 chapters. So I don't know how many. Like I said, I don't know if the bonus missions are in this or if they're a separate book. But that's... So look if I can... Alright, we got another map book. We got map book B. So this one's much thicker. Much thicker. So map book B kind of gives you some kind of guide, but just want to show this off a little bit. Some of the maps you'll be battling and fighting on, and just a bunch of different stuff. Looks like it's getting crazier as it goes, but I like it. Like I said, it was one of the things that pulled me in was the artwork. I thought the first game was okay, but I am more excited about this one. I feel like as far as a cooperative goes, this is much more in my wheelhouse. As far as getting quite a few plays with it. I know there's we'll talk about it when we get to it, but just some really cool art. So like I said, try to keep this as little spoiler as possible. I think seeing some of this just kind of excites you about this world you're gonna get to explore. And then we got the rulebook. So, Tidal Blades rulebook. Go flip through that, but all your components. So this is the kind of stuff we should have. You got starting hero components, hero upgrade components, enemy components, and general supply components. I have some of your books and your trackers and your dice, and you have an enemy reward bag, so you kind of get like a random. It's kind of like drop and loot. And then you got your scenario specific stuff. And then it just kind of goes over scenario setup, player setup, your gameplay overview, the Nexus. So the Nexus is like this card system. You're basically using to build these really cool combos. When you play a card, you're still gonna roll dice for your attack, but it kind of like you're playing them in a line grid where you have all of those options as far as like your movement or maybe getting resources or attacking. Some of them will probably have some like persistent effects. I'm looking at that because it has persistent power on it. That was me just pulling that out from nowhere apparently. And then just your combat, your shield, which is one of those components I was telling you about. I remember like the punch outs for Tidal Blades 1, and when they offered this, I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get this. Like I said, I was kind of in a place where I wanted more deluxe games right out the gate, and then want to have to go back and buy some of it, but also I didn't think I needed quite everything for this. So let's look here. We got a bunch of punch outs, and we'll kind of maybe go through those here in a second. But definitely your enemy punch outs are all numbered, and then your heroes are down here at the bottom. So we'll look at those here in a second. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. This insert isn't half bad. I don't know if it's as great as the folded space one's gonna be. Looks like you got some a lot of cards. So I'm not a huge fan of bagging cards. I don't know how to bag cards. Like I'll bag a few cards, but I went through those gaming days where I had everything bagged in there, and I still have some games that are super just have a ton of bag cards, and not the funnest thing when you have a bunch of different types of cards. And how many different types of cards do we even have? Just giving an idea. So 78 starting hero cards, 95 hero upgrade cards, 90 bronze, silver, gold cards, 48 hero cards, 84 enemy action cards, 39 boss action cards, and then probably not 24 NPC action cards, 24 Navigator encounters, 8 difficulty cards, 12 moon cards. Yeah, I want those separated out. I mean, that's definitely why I got the folded space insert. But I will say, for an insert base game, you know, I like that they did this. This is cool. I mean, props. If I had not backed the folded space insert, I don't think I would be too disappointed right now. But let's go through some of these components. So we got some trackers. I believe these are gonna be your focus. See if I can remember all these. Focus. I know that's what the little eye is, but you know, I'm gonna have to reference. They're 12 trait trackers. It doesn't actually go in and say. I'd have to like dig into this. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Traits. So you got health, spirit, and focus. Spirit was the one that I was kind of blanking on. But you know, some solid little wood components that you know you drop in the box, you lose, and you never see it. And we got some standees, so quite a few standees. I don't know how epic some of these battles are going to be, but we'll need these. We'll need these. Then it looks like we have some more trackers. This is probably going to be the trackers you use for like your enemies and stuff, I'm guessing. 20 trait blockers. And we have the black one. We have one black one. One round tracker. So yeah, trait blockers, round trackers. We're gonna have more trackers in because we should have trackers for enemies. So we're gonna pull that out. Some dice. These are gonna be your 5d6. These are scenario specific dice. These are d10s. So cool color. Feels good. The dice do feel good. I mean, I felt like that was part of the first game. The dice were good. They were good. We got these little +10. So these are going to be 12. I believe these are 12 enemy health trackers. So I'm believing you're going to flip them if you don't have that +10. But I believe we'll probably have the same quality as far as these go on the other trait trackers. And then we have, oh wait, on these, what are these guys for? These are goal trackers. So that's one of the things, obviously, campaign games, you see, you know, you have specific goals you're trying to complete during these, and you get a little bonus, you know, whether it's helping you build your character or, you know, consumables. That I'm pulling that one out. And then we got some really cool attack dice, which feel really, really good. They're translucent, you can't tell, so very cool. I think these are probably better than the dice from the first game, as far as I can tell so far. As long as these have a good you know, print, laser print, whatever. Looks like we got some mystery envelopes, so I don't want to get too far into that, but we could tease those a little bit. No, I'm kidding. What else we got? Looks like we got a bag for... This is a desert market bag. So you put some items in here. We get like a random market each time, but like it. Then we have that Tidal Blades. I believe this is your little loot bag, item bag. Enemy reward bag. Doesn't look quite as good as the picture. Looks like it's got more sheen, kind of like a little silk bag, but that's okay. I believe these are going to be our enemy trackers. Enemy specific stuff. Yeah, 2 enemy health tracks. So I don't know why we need 2, but that concerns me with about enemies that you might have to run and slash through, you know. You'll still feel like it's Diablo, the Tidal Blades game. And then these, I believe, are your hero boards. So these are going to track your traits, your wounds. You're going to have this kind of shield system. The way that I heard this explained on one of the videos I saw, I feel like I was refreshing a couple months back as this game approached fulfillment, and kind of the thing that I thought was interesting about the idea behind this little shell is this quantum reservoir. If you've ever played Gaia projects, kind of like your little energy system, that's cool, because I mean, I like the way that system works differently for different factions on Gaia. So it really, really has me kind of excited about maybe some of the little cool things you can do. Probably not going to be overly complicated like that, but we got 2 more dice. These are enemy danger dice. So these look nasty because they are what, D6. D8s. D8s. Is that right? Yeah. So you got mutated and boss standard enemies, and then one yellow for bosses and mutated ones. So go ahead and stick some of the stuff back in here. This part wasn't too bad. I think it's when we get into the cards it's gonna be like, yikes. But like I said, I'm actually not as disappointed about this insert. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't like the idea of all these cards having these I don't even see baggies. See baggies? I don't see baggies. That's concerning. I gotta get my own baggies. So maybe we did make the right call. Let's go ahead and push this a little bit to the side. I think this is going to be the bulk of some of this, just going through this. And I don't like not having something to put these back in afterwards. So as much as I was kind of praising this insert, I am a little disappointed that there wasn't at least some bags or something, unless I'm missing something. But I'm guessing that's what some of these guys are for. But those tokens, like what do you do with these guys? You just throw them in there loose? These are things I think about, especially as I'm trying to play a dungeon crawl. But let's give this a little bit of a nosing. Definitely sweet. Rum, you know, is very sugar. It's a sugar-based liquor and very, very sweet on the nose. I feel like when I got into like bourbons and ryes and scotches were first for sure. I thought I always wanted to find kind of like a sipping rum. Rum to me back in the day, like early 20s, I drink it with Coke, and you know that's just sugar on top of sugar. But you know that was that was my experience at the time. But this is definitely very, very sweet, and I like this generally. I don't want to say summer, but I feel like this is one of those things that probably ice it in the summer because it's hot, but as fall and you know, temperatures start to drop, I feel like I start to drink things a lot more neat, less cocktails than in the summer. But really, really, really sweet. Definitely getting some hints of maybe like a pear. I don't know, it's very mild fruit. It's not like a pineapple or something like that. But let's oh man, that's good. So I'm getting like that sweetness that you get with a lot of rums. Definitely fruited. We'll analyze this as we go on. But what really hit me and why I reacted that way is you can really, that barrel age comes through quite nicely. It's very more complex than I thought it would be. So let's go through here. I think we probably keep the rule book out so I can tell you what some of these are. This looks like, I don't even know if I'm gonna open these. This is crazy. Not the card quality, just the fact that I don't even need to put them in afterwards. So I'm gonna have to probably find my bag stash, my own bags, you know, that I've got from other games that give me bags that I didn't need, and bag some of these up afterwards. So like I said, you want to see me rebox this and get it in the nice folded space insert, definitely let me know. But let's see what some of these are. These look narrative. These look narrative, so I'm guessing these are gonna be your Naviri encounters. Yeah, Naviri encounters. Apologies. We got some difficulty modifiers. So, yep. They're kind of double use cards. I don't know what one side means over the other. You got a Citadel Aid and then a Mysterious Power. What are those called? Probably just difficulty modifier cards, I'm guessing. But I'm not seeing them on here. Probably, oh yeah, difficulty cards. We got some Chronoseum event cards. That was kind of like the spectacle for the first game. Was you're kind of competing. It was kind of like, I don't know, in a way you're doing a bunch of games, kind of like a huge sporting event, Olympics, what do you want to call it? You're competing. But you're just trying to like fulfill dice requirements, and then you also kind of had monsters attacking at I believe the Fold is what they called it. So Rise of the Unfolders. I don't know, but that was kind of the pretense of the first game. You know, you had some monster battles, but it was, you know, very you're trying to complete goals and objectives, and that's kind of how it was. So I believe these are probably gonna be our starting cards. These are gonna be axles. So you got some starting cards. They're gonna give you some movement or attack. You're gonna have some persistent powers, like each melee attack. If you dealt damage, you move 2. So twist and stab, you know. Thirst for first. So this is kind of like a chained. Anytime you see these chain symbols, I believe you can add all of those attacks. So you have multiple. You can do like one huge attack, or you can do some separate attacks if they're separate. It looks like almost all his are chained. Not that that really matters, but like this one right here, like you spend 2 spirit, all heroes in whatever that symbol means, heal 2. So it's a healing bonus. Your attacks dealt +1 against enemies you haven't damaged yet this turn. So just, you know, a bunch of different effects, and they're all going to probably be specific to each character. I'm sure each one of them will play slightly different, because I believe kind of just like even the first one, you had you like the things you kind of unlocked as you went and made your character better, and maybe gave you a little bit of better dice management or whatnot. It made you lean towards more, you know, doing specific types of contracts, or for lack of a better word, they all kind of played a little different in that too. So you got like her, she's got Trident Parry. I'm not sure what that does, but when you're attacked by an adjacent enemy, it loses 1 for each hit rolled. So you know, you're kind of parrying attacks, but that's a persistent. So it's probably gonna be like either it's gotta be just activated on your board, or it has to be on your board when it happens. So it's probably something you're gonna want to try to keep out and maybe not combo, because once you complete a row of cards, I believe they reset, you pull them off, so you're not just like filling up your board and overlapping. Like you're gonna build up to something, use it, and then you're gonna be weaker for a second, and then you're basically gonna rebuild up for another attack. But you're gonna be like, you know, kind of building patterns across and figuring out what makes most sense to get rid of. But after attacking, if there is no status on this card, place a -1 focus on it. So interesting. But yeah, all these characters are gonna have their own starting decks. So that was Dust's. This is the Crocs. Cayman, I believe is his name. But you know, he's gonna play a little different. I haven't seen that symbol. 2 shell, I think. Focus and 2 focus and 2 spirit. Persistent power once per round. You may make an attack as if you were in another hero's hex. Move all damage non-boss enemies 3 spaces. So, you know, he's kind of a tank. I mean, attacking tank. You know, I am starting to not remember all of these character names, which there's not. I guess there was a quick reference in one of these, but I do remember playing can't remember this character, and I do remember playing him quite a bit in the first game, and I did like her playstyle. So a matter swap, switch places with 1 hero. You may switch at the end of your turn. Some more symbol iconography I'm not familiar with. Persistent power at the start of your turn. Choose 1 enemy figure that shares your initiative level. They lose 2 health. So, here we go. We got the frog-looking character. Probably should have kept the hero reference sheet out, but it's weird. I just don't see. I know we had a list in that. I'll just pull it out. I'll pull it out. It wasn't that hard to do. There we go. So Echo was the last one I was talking about. This is Sagashi. Move on non-boss enemies that have not acted yet this round. Looks like you can lower their initiative track. When Drew, so it looks like he might have a companion. Yeah, it looks like he's got a companion. When Drew returns to his card, Sagashi may immediately move 3 or attack 2. So it looks like he might have a little companion he has. When activated, this card becomes a copy of one adjacent card or grid space until the end of your turn. So, very cool. Then we got Crobat. Who is this? I don't know. Sakura's Patience. Looks like we got some... Maybe out. These are probably NPC ally cards. Maybe, I don't know. But okay, so we got Crobat. Cayman. Cayman was the... Yeah, I said that. So choose up to 2 non-boss enemies within 5 hexes, I believe, and move each one of them 1. Shell Smash, 2 spirit, gain 1 dice for each of each shell on your shield. Persistent power when you lose health, gain 1 spirit, 1 focus, or 1 shell. You may only gain each once per round. So get that into your little, I don't know, matrix, and then you can kind of get some resources real quick. We got Takara's Patience, and then Massini Reflexes. So it looks like we probably have some little, I believe they're probably like NPC allies that you'll get, but we'll go ahead and stack these up, keep these together. I'm not going to go crazy through the rest of these cards because it looks like, you know, we'll have some enemy cards, but spawn cards, we'll check these out real quick. I don't want to go through like all of the upgrade cards you get, just because those are probably for anybody specifically who wants to get them, probably completing rewards and whatnot, and not so much hero specific, so I don't want to spoil too much. But it looks like we got these. It looks like these are going to be some of your gold cards. So I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Dust. So it's like Path of Flow. This might just be a reference card. On the Path of Flow, Dust will gain access to abilities that let her manipulate the cards on her Nexus grid. Reward for her chaining attacks and battle more efficiently. So we'll just go through the overviews. I feel like that's probably a good taste for how these work. The Path of Knowledge. So on the Path of Knowledge, Echo will unlock skills and abilities that give her extra cards. Place extra cards in her grid and reward her for cards she has in hand. So I'm already seeing that this premise to the Nexus is going to be probably pretty manipulative. Not manipulative, but you will be able to manipulate and kind of break those, you know, maybe clearing rules or whatnot. The Path of Family. On the Path of Family, Cayman gains access to abilities that move and protect other heroes and promote team tactics. So I'm already kind of, I feel like if you pick this up and you're kind of trying to figure out what character you want to play with, maybe read through these little path cards, kind of give you an idea of what playstyle you're looking for. So the team player path, which is kind of surprising because I feel like Axel's kind of a show off in the first game. On the team path, Axel unlocks the abilities that allow him to cooperate with allies, encourage team tactics that boost all heroes. So maybe he is kind of a show off and he's like on a path to you know, being a better team player. So we have the Path of Serenity. On the Path of Serenity, Sagashi gains abilities that heighten his relationship with Drew and make them a truly formidable duo. So that's cool. That might be a good solo starting character, especially, you know, if I'm gonna start a solo campaign. But I also want to keep it open to you know, having the option to get some, you know, 2 or 3 player campaigns going on at the same time. The Path of Redemption. On the Path of Redemption, Crobat gains abilities to protect his teammates and to lure enemies away. So similaristic to Cayman, but you know. And then we have a Drew movement little reference sheet, fold glitch, Heaviest glitch, and then a spawn card. So this one was definitely worth going through, I think, as far as trying to show off this game a little bit. But I feel like these are, maybe they don't all be upgrade cards. We'll open them up. I mean, I gotta open them up eventually and probably set them off to the side or bag them for a while. Be a little while before I get to that insert. Let you guys kind of have an opportunity to check out this video and you know, see what you want to see with this game. If you want to just see some playthroughs, you know, we'll probably find some time. I have a couple games I want to get some playthroughs out soon, so I'm a little backed up on that. I did unbox Andromeda's Edge. If you haven't checked out the video, definitely check it out. The game is fantastic. I've already played through it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now, solo, and it's great. It's huge. It's huge. Looks like we got some sparring partner cards. These might be for the solo system. Unsure, but it could be. There is a solo. I didn't notice that. I didn't see the solo specific card. It's kind of like a simplified Nexus. I don't remember seeing that. Maybe that's in that other stuff. I don't know. Looks like these are all going to be enemy spawn cards and attack cards, and each one's kind of got their own little list. You got a coral bug, a spine squid tentacle, sea hound, salamander thug, bullabura, strangler wasp, yeah, lion ghoul, hagworm, phantom krill, angler's blade, dune creeper, wind of knives, and a hebius tentacle. So, yeah. And you know, why not? These look like they're probably different tiered cards to add. I don't know. There's no more cards in there, so I'm guessing that we got to be getting close, right? We got to be getting close. So let's see what the backs maybe are. Nope, they're just different colored. So I'm not gonna go through too many of these, but there's like a yellow, gold. No, that's gold. So you had a gold, probably not a silver, but yeah, it looks like they're 3-tiered upgrade cards. We can check the rulebook and see necessarily if that actually calls out what each one of them are. You got the starting hero cards, bronze, silver, gold, 90 of those. And then you got 95 hero upgrade cards. They're probably, I didn't see them mixed in. Interesting. So you got 78 hero cards. I don't know. I feel like we're missing cards. Oh, that's what these are. My bad. My bad. They're mixed in here, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. These look like they're wound cards. Mixed in here, so we can check out the wound cards. I mean, I feel like those will probably come into play for most people and kind of see what maybe you got to deal with. There we go. I have to taste that rum between this box and the next. So we still got some standees to look at, some cardboard punch outs. Maybe that's where that little hero board's at. I'm not really sure. Probably simplified. It probably doesn't need to be recessed. Do I need to, there we go. I'm peeling the wrong part. Making it much harder than it needed to be. So yeah, there we go. Wounds. Looks like some upgrade cards. Yeah. And some other ones. TV. Where's the separation? They're all. I don't know. Thought I saw something different. But it looks like we got some wound cards. Yep. So when drawn on your Nexus grid, cannot be discarded from your Nexus grid. So these are basically just gonna block off your Nexus grid. So that is obviously not good for making combos. But we have some worse ones. These are. But yeah, here we got some hero upgrade cards. I'm not gonna go too crazy into that because I don't want to spoil too much. But they have better cards to put into their deck. But this one, these are torn shoulder, blurred vision. You're getting minus stuff. When drawn, placed on your Nexus grid and redraw. So these just come right on. So it's like -1 heart. Maybe you get a focus, or maybe you're losing a focus, or maybe you're losing 2. I don't know. But these are bad things that go on your grid. So these are worse than the regular wounds. I wonder what those are referred to as. You got wounds. Well, I'm not seeing it. 12 Moon cards, 16 Battlescar cards. So that's what we got. But I don't see the actual board listed out for solo stuff. So maybe that's on its own thing. Before we get too crazy in here, I don't know what I want to do with these. I really just don't. I want to get these... I'm just going to get some of this out of the way for a minute. So we can look at these punch outs, get through them, and get through some of the other stuff. But I just don't want to... I don't want to throw these cards back in there. So I'm going to move these off to the side and so I can get them... Oh, I had more cards. More cards. Man, I was complaining I didn't have enough cards. I don't know what I was thinking. Get these off to the side for a minute. And then... we will check out this other deck of cards, apparently. Looks like they're enemy spawn cards or something. The other ones look like they're attack cards. I want to mix these up. Here we go. I knew this was going to be quite a sizable unboxing based on the game and all of the additional stuff I added. These look like they're NPC cards. These look like they're monster related. See what they refer to these at real quick. Look like they're mainly enemy stuff. You got some NPC guide cards. Yeah. We have some... I knew we had some enemy stuff. Huh. So these are probably our NPC guide cards. Oh, these are NPC action cards. So we got Takaro, Misinski, and then Lee Ann. So 3 different NPCs that are apparently going to show up and help us, you know, finish off our adventure. But what are these guys? I don't know. These have monsters, and there's some of the monsters on them, but I'm not... 39... So it looks like here we have 39 boss action cards. Okay. And then I'm guessing these are going to be monster action cards. We have 84 enemy action cards, but they're not the same shape, so... I don't know. Could just be a miss thing. But yeah, these all have all the enemies they kind of talked about earlier. Slisk, I don't know. Maybe these are bosses. Maybe these are bosses. Could be 39 cards. And then these are the, yeah, these are the creepers and stuff. So these are going to be your enemy. I guess we got some enemy guide cards. Oh, enemy guide cards. That's what these are. Okay. So yeah, we can go through these real quick. Got a coral bug, the spine squid tentacle, a mud crab, a sea hound, a kraken, I don't know, salamander thug, Bullabura, Gritto's machine. I don't remember seeing that one on the other one. Strangler wasp, lion ghoul, strangler queen, hagworm. I feel like I remember hagworms from the other thing. A rogue betaloid. So I believe that's what EO is. Phantom krill, angler's blade, dune creeper, slisk, horn eyes, Master Dagon, and a Hebius Tentacle. So, yeah, that's kind of what those are. We'll keep those sorted out. These are going to be your boss action cards, your NPC cards, and reference. So, set those guys off to the side. I just kind of want to get some of this. I guess we can put some of this stuff back in. And then we will... figure out what to do with those cards later. Get them off to the side. But we'll go through these punch boards real quick. All right, so it looks like we got you know, some of those Enemies on this one, different different numbers to probably identify them on the health charts. Looks like we got some modifiers across the top here. A little standy. Take up 3 hexes, I believe is why we have those standees. Ooh, there's the grids. Those are the Nexus grids. More enemies. More modifiers. Looks like some of them, at least from what I could tell. Oh, I guess they kind of continue over. This is a continuation of the other one. So those are pretty much identical minus, the numbers. They are different. Looks like we have our Nexus boards. Some of those tokens I was telling you about, but I think some of these are going to draw, and then these are going to be your fruits, which I believe is one of the resources that is upgraded in the pack. And then there's our shells. So, these are going to be ones that just kind of go on the board, you pick up, and you change your stat, where the other ones I feel like are going to be moving around a lot more. But these should all be about the same as far as some of these goes. It looks like we got some little additional things goes. Oh, here's our spawn token. So these will be different at the end. These are going to be like your go on your board. I want to say I remember these kind of being in the first game, and I'm not really sure what they. Oh, the leaderboard. Probably had deluxe ones on the Kickstarter edition. Ooh, I don't want them to all fall out yet. So let's. But yeah, it looks like we have more of those. We got some effects, little status effects maybe. Last Nexus board. Looks like we got more of our allies on this one. At least a couple of them. NPCs. More things to draw. And then we have our initiative track on this one. These are more of all of our hero characters, it looks like. Some of the bosses. And not sure what this thing is. Oh, it looks like a puzzle. I think there's like a little like mini game in this, if I remember right. So yeah, that's all the punch outs. We got our character standees, NPCs, a couple more of our big boss enemies or monsters. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in. This all fit. Yes, all fits good. Obviously, those will go back in the box after I bag them. But let's go ahead and put this to the side. We'll get through a couple more things. These will obviously not take very. Let's get through this upgrade pack. All right. Here we go. Simple little box to keep these in for right now. Looks like we have 7 miniatures, and then we got these. So these shells are hard. These are gonna be squishy. Yeah, a little squishy, Either way, gotta be better than the components we got. But we have all of our miniatures. So I know you could have got these in washes. I might get somebody to paint these for me. Kind of been looking into getting some painting commission. I wanted to kind of get into that this summer. Some of the other games I have. I actually got a couple games that are older that still need unboxed. We got Cayman. Kind of hard to see. These guys aren't super big, but Axel. I'm hoping these will just kind of make it easier to maybe see stuff on the board. As far as having the standees. I don't know. Maybe shoot some stuff at a different angle. Echo. Dust. I wouldn't say these are like the craziest, amazing miniatures in the world, but they look okay. They're not horrible. And then the dude's little companion, which looks like a little small. I don't know. Feel like I'm trying to show off Final Go miniatures or something like that. Let's go ahead and put these guys back in. He on there. She goes. There we go. Get these all right? I mean, it looks close. Looks close. Maybe he just needs to. Might be a better view on that black right there, but those guys will. Of course, they're not gonna stay. I'll give you maybe a better view right there. And then our deluxeified resources. These are gonna be our shells. You can tell they got, I mean, solid weighted plastic. And then, yeah, these guys are squishy. It's got kind of a rubbery, hard foam texture. I don't know, they almost kind of feel like pencil erasers. To hide these, my daughter will take them to school and try to erase pencils with them. Like, no, don't do that. Alright, so that is the upgrade pack. And I believe there are spots for these little minis on to get into the main box. I mean, the regular box without the folded space insert, probably okay. But let's look at this real quick. We'll see what's in that other pack, but we can open this guy up, and I can show you what some of the vibrant colors of this guy looks like, and then we can hopefully won't lose anything. Oh yeah, there we go. So instructions for the folded space insert, and like I said, if you want to see this, we'll get back through. You let me know in the comments, and we'll find time to get this built on cam. But you know, it looks like we have everything kind of specified what goes where, which I like that. No guesswork. Standees and tokens, and like I said, I like the color. I like the fact that we got this cool. Even the edges have a colored prints on them. This looks like a lot of the card holders. More tokens, dice. Standees. Trackers. More dice. Tokens. More standees. So, lots of ones for standees, but, you know. Okay, so the color's nice. Color's nice. But looks like 2 pages of instructions. I'm in. If you guys want to see it, let me know. I'll do a build. If all of the comments come on Discord, I'll just do a stream on there. And, you know, it's been a minute since I've just hung out and chatted, so you know I could dual purpose. Let's see what's in this white box, because I feel like I'm missing some components, to be honest. I feel like that's a thing. I'm missing some stuff, which hard to say. So I'm kind of have an idea what these are going to be. Man, I hope one of these next games is like a lot easier to unbox and just hang out and do some more talking, but this one kind of put me to work. I feel like the last couple have put me to work, so definitely check those out if you haven't already, but if not, you want to see some of this, then let me know. But it looks like we got exclusive components for the Kickstarter. That's exactly what we got here. So everything right here is Kickstarter exclusive content. Looks like we have some more cards. Yay. Some more cards to check out. Looks like these are Akora. So maybe another boss we got. Some friendly spinner. Spine squids. Miski, which You know, kind of looks like another character we got. She's got a standee. She's kind of going on a little jet ski. So another NPC to show up and help out. But we have some more punch outs. At least take these out of here so you can see. Ooh, I don't want to lose them. Yeah, we'll get this out first. So I believe we got some bonus scenarios to play. But here is what we got for these standees. So it looks like we at least got another NPC, a boss, a couple more, I don't know, maybe a couple bosses. I don't know. You're this powerful at the end, why not, right? Get these put in. We'll go check out. I want to say it was going to be like 4 scenarios, so probably try to get this all in the main box. I mean, if these don't all fit in the main box, then I'm going to be kind of mad. But yeah, we got some large map pages, which are going to be these guys. So these are kind of not in a book, but that's okay. I'm just looking. So we got exclusive scenario 1, Cayman's Revenge. Exclusive scenario 2, Spine Squid Racing. Oh my god, that looks fun. That looks fun. Shifting Sands. The Caged Architect. Architect is five letters. Arset. And then exclusive scenario 5, Akora's Wrath. This looks like a huge map. So five exclusive scenarios just for this. So that's where all this stuff went. But I still feel like I'm missing a solo board or some solo components. So I'll have to dig into that. I know they were supposed to have a kind of like a simplified system for solo. So I'll have to look into that because I know I'm going to definitely get into that before I probably try to teach anybody this game. But yeah, that's everything from that I backed from the Tidal Blades 2 campaign. Glad I finally got some of this stuff in. I don't want to lose these tokens. I said, glad I finally got some of this stuff in. I'm going to leave it. And yeah, I'm excited. Game looks pretty. Looks good. All components look, I mean, as far as the one I have accounted for, I'm obviously stuck on where that solo scenario is, and maybe it was part of that little cardstock stuff. I'm not really sure, but I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, have to let me know what you think about this. Like I said, I was kind of looking for a simplified Jaws of the Lion, maybe something a little more appealing to non-gamers. I think I might have found that with, you know, a little bit of card playing, some dice rolling, some dungeon crawling, looting. I'm in. But as far as this guy goes, this Planetary Rum Isle of Fiji, I feel like I've only sipped on it once, so I'm gonna. Yeah, definitely getting some of that bourbon. I bet that those cognac barrels are just sweetening this out, toning it back. Doesn't seem like it's too like a sugar candy as far as some of these rums go. I feel like especially some of the less aged ones, I feel like you get a lot of just super sweetness on them. Fruits kind of all on the fruity notes are definitely more on the front, and then you kind of get hit with that bourbon thing. But and I'm telling you right now, it's kind of makes me want to go barbecue a little bit, cook some stuff, maybe even do like a kielbasa pasta, you know, something. I feel like that might pair really well with this. Maybe some jerk chicken, some blackened shrimp, some blackened salmon might go fantastic with this. But yeah, barbecue season's kind of wrapping up here, so I definitely be a good bottle to just put over there by the Weber. You know, sip on this as I'm doing some grilling. But would recommend if you like rums, sipping rums. Very solid pickup. Like I said, mid shelf. I think it was about 30 USD. My local scene, so that's obviously varies quite a bit. But I think that's pretty much gonna wrap this up for me. Leave me a comment, leave me a like. Get on the Discord. Let's hang out. Tell me what you think about this. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Much love.